Jermell Charlo, the former undisputed junior middleweight champion, is the WBC World Boxing Council champion in recess, and Sebastian Fundora beat Tim Tszyu and became the unified WBC WBO champion for the vacant WBC title. He's stating that Jermell Charlo, who is rumored to come back December 21st, that Jermell Charlo could be facing Sebastian Fundora because he's the WBC champion in recess, and not Errol Spence and Sebastian Fundora as it has been expected.
All right. So Sebastian Fundora is the WBC champion, and Virgil Ortiz is the interim champion at WBC. But over here, WBA, Terence Crawford is the champion, and Jermell Charlo is the champion in recess with the World Boxing Association. Jermell Charlo is not a champion in recess with the WBC. All right, let's move on. Yeah, so that's a correction. We all make mistakes, not a big deal, but I was listening to him, and I couldn't understand what was going on, and then I had to look myself, because I remember it was the WBA, the World Boxing Association, not the WBC. So, Charlo's at recess with the WBA, and we make mistakes. It is what it is, all right? So, listen, if I was Crawford, and I'm just going to be honest, just call Sebastian Fundora bluff and go along with this situation. And, the way they're making it sound like is that Crawford's going to have to drop this in order to get a fight with Canelo, and it's all on Crawford. You know what I'm saying? The way I see it is this. He has enough time, because the way I see it is that if he do fight Canelo, he's going to end up fighting him in September. Okay, not Cinco de Mayo, not in May, but in September. And, Errol Spence, like I showed you in my last video, he's been number 4 with the WBC last year when Charlo had all the belts. And he didn't do a lick of anything at 154, but, he has a face, and he so-called sells. He could sell out in Texas and blah, blah, blah. So these people get special treatment, and it is what it is. But now he's number 1, right, in the WBC this year to fight Sebastian Fundora. And this is why I don't understand with the PBC, and it's always another story. Like, how the hell you or Sebastian Fundora said you want to fight Crawford, then you change your mind, then you're going to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence now look like he's not going to fight, then they're going to push the date back. Then, it's so much confusion. Send into Blue Blood, and the next video he made, he's talking about Crawford. Oh man, he might have to drop his belt. No, you don't have to drop shit. He can keep his belt, call these motherfuckers bluff, right? And if it goes to purse bid, we all know who's going to win the purse bid. So Fundora had his chance. He had his chance for this shit not to go to purse bid and get some of the money that he really wanted. Now if that shit go to purse bid, he deserves what he gets. He deserves what he gets. He should have been really on him and his team should have been really on Crawford, right? Now I hear Crawford don't want to fight Fundora, and the reason is because they're saying that Canelo is a time waster. That's why I said I feel that Canelo's going to move the clock so Father Time could creep up on Terence Crawford, because he just turned 37 September. Next year in September, because it's only May and September that Canelo fight, I feel that fight might happen in September. So I don't know what's going on with Fundora, but he's got to come up and say he's going to fight Crawford. It's not Crawford saying, well, I'm going to drop the belt and look forward to Canelo, because you don't got a sure answer with Canelo. But the sure thing is that Fundora's got to pick who he's going to fight. And that's the way I see it. He's got to make a sure answer to who he's going to fight, and time is up this week. So it's either he dropped the belt and Terence Crawford picks up the belt and be unified. Okay? I hear Blue saying it the other way around and stuff like that, but the way I see it, Fundora's got to make up his mind, not Crawford. Not Crawford. He got to make up his mind and see what happens. And if he decides that he don't want to fight Crawford, and Errol Spence is not going to fight Fundora, and we might see Charlo fight. Well, I don't know what Charlo's doing, and I don't know what because Charlo is a WBA in recess. But you know how things go. So with the WBC and Maurice Suleiman, we might see a Charlo versus Fundora. But I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not worrying about people that's not doing anything. Errol Spence, he's not doing anything. Okay? Right now, I'm not sure about stuff that I don't like busting my brains about shit that I'm not sure of. Okay? That's why I don't do videos back to back to back to back. And if I lose subscribers, I lose subscribers. But I'm not going to run my mouth all fucking day and every minute about another man movement, especially these niggas are millionaires and touching M's. I said that. I talk about boxing freely to show you that I'm not dick riding anybody. I said Shakur and Tank, I'm not sure who will win, right? As time moves on. I don't know what's going on with Devin Haney. I know he's suing. Everybody right now is talking about Devin Haney suing Ryan, blah, 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 and all this stuff. Fine. But right now, I'm just worried about what's going on with Terence Crawford. And to me, Terence Crawford should not wait for Canelo. Canelo ain't fighting nobody right now. He's just hoping Biv will beat Arthur Better Beef. Which is cut from another cloth, all right? Because Better Beef is 40 right now. All knockouts, 100% knockout ratio. So we shall see. But at the end of the day, Canelo can't be the boss of Bivol. Bivol will be the boss of Canelo. And if he doesn't want that, well then, hey, I would tell, if I was Bivol, I'd say, yo, kick rocks. Kick rocks, right? So it's up to what Bivol wants when it comes to Canelo. Not, even though if this man Canelo is the face of boxing, that doesn't matter right now. Okay, he's not bending the knee to Canelo. No. Been there, and he already knows what he's got to do in order to get a fight. So now, if Arthur Better Beef beats Bivol, or is Canelo still searching for a fight to fight Arthur Better Beef? No. He's not going up that route, is he? No, he's not. He's only going through the Bivol route. He's been there. He wants a rematch. Fine. But if Bivol beats Arthur Better Beef and Bivol tells Canelo kick rocks, what is Canelo going to do next? All right? He's not fighting Benavidez. But it sounds like he's trying to block Benavidez from a fight with Arthur Better Beef or Bivol, trying to block Benavidez from fighting the winner of those two. So this guy's been cock blocking. Like, this Canelo thing is this face of boxing is irritating me. Okay? Because these face of boxings are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not fighting. Like I said, yes, I'm a Crawford fan, but David Benavidez deserved to fight more than Crawford. That's just it. And since that fight didn't happen, it seemed like Canelo's going up and trying to block Benavidez from fighting Bivol or Arthur Benavidez. Regardless if I think he's going to win or lose to Bivol or Arthur Benavidez, it doesn't matter. It's the act that's going upon that he's blocking the fight. You didn't want to fight him, and he was a mandatory for 3 years. Now you're trying to block him for fighting Arthur and Bivol, or whoever the winner is. Okay, so that's another issue. So Canelo's going to have to either, come straight forward and say, listen, I'm going to fight Crawford next and get his 150 million or 100 million or whatever and call it a day. But in the meantime, Crawford, step by step, call Fundaro's bluff. It's either he dropped that shit and you get the belt and you're a unified champion, and then you could either fight Fundora in the future, or I really got nothing against Fundora. I like Fundora. I used to make videos about him and how he's gonna be a big star in the future, and he still have time. He just gotta wake up, man. And it seemed like his sister. I like watching his sister fight. Real spill. I like watching his sister fight. She knows she's tall. She knows she's rangy. She knows her range. She's a southpaw as well, and she just knows her distance and range really good. Now I know, I like watching her more than I like watching Fundora, Sebastian. I like to watch Gabriel, but I think he's going to snap out of it. And I don't know if he's going to snap out of it with Errol Spence, Charlo, or Crawford. But once he do, and he figure out some shit, he's going to be a problem. All right? Right now, he aches my brain when I see him fighting on the inside. Right? He starts to be the inferno in the inside. Right? But if he know how to use his jab and his back step, his back foot, and create so much space and leverage and range, oh man, he's going to be a problem. And he's a southpaw, he's going to be a problem. But when I watch him fight, it's like he's awkward, not because he's a southpaw, but he's awkward because he's very tall, and when he puts his guard up like this, right? If you 5'8", 5'9", or 5'10", your head is reaching his elbow. So he does some awkward things, with his hands and stuff like that. And I see a lot of mistakes happening to his opponents, like Tim Tszyu. There's a lot of mistakes in the opponents, whether it's headbutts. We know southpaw and all that. We get headbutts and stuff like that, or whatever. But I notice when you fight a man that tall and that high, and you like 5'8", 5'9", you're gonna have some issues, and it's gonna be some awkward situations happening, and you might get cut and stuff like that. So I like watching him fight, but I see controlness. I see the controlness in his sister and how she fights, and I like to watch her fight for some reason. I just like to watch how she knows her distance. She knows her distance and her range, and once he snaps out of that shit, and he figures out that he could control the distance and the range and make it more harder for these regular size fighters to move in and get in, he's going to be a problem. So I got my eye on Sebastian Fedor. I don't give up on any fighters. He's no fighter. He's young and he's still learning, and one day it might snap out. It could snap out when he's fighting Crawford. Hey, and right there and then we think that Crawford could beat him, and next thing you know, he changed his whole routine of how he fights. Right? It could happen with Errol Spence, or it could happen with Charlo. It can happen to anybody. But see, my concern right now, big up to the Sebastian and Gabriel and the Fedor family and their family. Got no problems with them. But there's only one problem I had, and that's the problem that when you had the chance, your team did not want Crawford, right? Y'all said you had a broken nose, and you wasted time and stuff like that. So to me, you had your chance. So if that shit goes to a purse bid, like I said, and you don't get what you're supposed to get, and we know, Turkey Ali Chico, he ain't losing no damn purse bid. All right. So whatever be will be. You had your chance, but your team didn't want you to. And then this man, Errol Spence, cock block, get in the ring, and both of y'all holding each other hands saying, yeah, we fighting next. Fine. All right. Well, like I said, I don't know what's going on with Errol Spence and Charlo, but I don't like to bust my brains over something that I'm not sure of. Okay. So Sebastian Fedor is either you drop the belt or he's the next one to fight. And I don't know what's going on with Crawford, if he really wants to fight Fedor. He don't back down from no fight for I can understand. But to say that you're not going to fight him, now you're getting this from a Crawford fan, to say that you're not going to fight him next because you're waiting for fucking Canelo, no man waits on another man. Crawford showed those examples when he was fighting Avanesian, and everybody was mad that he fought him and didn't fight Spence at the time. Well, business got to move on. We don't wait for no man. And I'm very worried when it comes to PBC, because they butthurt that Crawford got over on them. So, if it is what it is, let it go to a purse bid or let him drop the belt. That's it. That's it. That's it when it comes. But the only thing that I'm really worried about is Crawford's up there in age. He could be cut from the same cloth of Manny Pacquiao, Arthur by the Beef, and stuff like that. But at the same time, you got to stay busy, my dude. You got to stay busy. And, a lot of people running their mouth, like Timofimo. And like I said in my last video, I don't care if you run your mouth and talk about somebody's mama, race. This is a barbaric sport. Get busy. Get active, right? And if you got to run your mouth to get a fight, get a fight. But see, the way I see it, for Terence Crawford shouldn't worry about what another man's talking about. Because we could rearrange this nigga face and his mouth in the ring. What we need to do is think about who can we stay busy. Who can we stay busy with while we wait to see what's going on with Fundora? While we wait to see what's going on with Canelo? Can we stay busy? And the way I see it, Teamofimo, he's talking about, oh, give me a chance. His channel worshipers are telling him, give him a chance. Well, all right, step up. Step up 2 weight divisions. Step up 2 weight divisions. And that's what I say, Crawford. If you got nobody to fight right now, get busy with him. Then you could fix his mouth in the ring. But at the end of the day, you got to stay busy because you're getting older. So if this man's running his mouth, say, yo, all right, you know what? I'm going to give you an opportunity. Hey, Canelo, I'm going to show you an example how I want to give an opportunity. Because, Canelo, you did say some bullshit about fight Timo and then I'll fight you. Oh, and I keep saying, don't let that shit bite your ass, bro. That shit will come back around. That's why I say, be careful what you wish for, Timo. Because at the end of the day, he could say, yo, bring your ass up. I'll fight you. I'll fight you in May. I'll fight you in so-and-so. Because we don't know what Canelo's doing. We don't. We really don't. And that's what you call stay busy. And I don't even care if it's Teamofimo. As long as he stays busy and active, then then we could worry about Canelo in the future. But my man, you got to stay busy. You got to stay busy, man. We need another fight in the at the end of the year, next year, or whatever, at the beginning of the year. We cannot wait on another man. No man waits on another man. Okay? Canelo seems like we don't know what's going on in the background, but it is what it is, and we shall see. But my thing is, the only thing that I care about, Terence Crawford staying busy. And the Teamofimo got that mouth and that gift of gab, and to run his mouth, and say, hey, man, do it like I'm trying to do. Try to do the impossible. That's what boxing's about, trying to do the impossible. Bernard, Foreman, Arthur Better Beef. Try to do the impossible. When they say no, you say yes. That's what boxing's supposed to be. Not saying, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. Ain't nothing going on with can't with me. I do and I say what I got to say. So that's all I got to say. I might do a video about Tank. And, my next video might be about Tank. And, I'll talk about that. I'm not bashing him because I like Tank in the ring, but outside the politics is doo-doo, and I don't like how it's moving. So I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they're not saying. I mix the lies with the truth and the truth with the lies. But at the end of the day, y'all know y'all love lies and you hate the truth. And that's one thing I know about me. I'm going to speak my mind. I know my place. All right. I'm not always trying to be right. As you can see at the beginning, we all make mistakes. It's not a big deal. Okay. But I'm not always trying to be right. And I'm not always, when these niggas sneeze and shit and fart and whatever, I'm not going to make a video back to back to back. So if you're looking for somebody to make videos back to back to back, it ain't me. I don't do lives. I got other things around this world to do. I got a lot of things going on. So, but I always keep my mind on boxing. I watch it. So the only thing I'm worried about right now is Terence Crawford staying busy. That's it. All right, one to the next. Out.